Okay. I would like to call the meeting of the St. Louis County Board of Zoning Adjustment to order. The board members present today are Angelia Bills, Chair, and Justin Randall, Vice Chair. The Department of Planning staff members are Mel Wilson, Debbie Nesbitt, Abby Freudel, Ashra Withram Bathalaka, and Gretchen Arnold. Also on the call is John Burford from the County Counselor's Office. First, I'd like to offer into the record the affidavit of publication pertaining to today's meeting, November 30th, 2022. The board hereby takes official notice of and admits into evidence on the record the St. Louis County Zoning Ordinance, Chapter 1003, St. Louis County Revised Ordinance 1974, as amended, and Chapter 1004, St. Louis County Revised Ordinance 1974, as amended. Next, I would like to call for a motion to approve the minutes of the previous BZA meeting of November 2nd, 2022. Is there a second?
I'll second.
All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. This meeting is conducted as a teleconference and is recorded. The planning staff will read each request into the record and present technical advice to the board if needed. The petitioner will be unmuted, state their name, and make a brief presentation to the board explaining the reason and hardship for the requested variance. The board would not consider financial hardships. Board members may ask questions to clarify the facts. When the board is satisfied with the material presented, the chairperson will then ask if there is anyone in favor or opposition to the request. To do so, click the hand next to your name. If any comments were submitted, staff will read them into the record. Before a call for the vote, the petitioner may request a continuance in order to bring in additional documentation. The board may also request a continuance to gather additional information or for a visit to the site. Once comments have been heard, the chairperson will then call for a vote at that time. The discussion is ended. No further discussion is permitted. The board will generally make a decision today. Since there are only 2 board members at this time, if the board's vote is split 1-1, the request will be deemed denied. If a variance is approved, the petitioner has 6 months to obtain the necessary permits or establish the use requested, or the variance will expire. The petitioner or any interested party has the right of appeal to the St. Louis County Circuit Court. This must be done within 30 days of the decision. Paperwork indicating the board's decision will be mailed to the petitioner.
All right, 90-22, Mark Church is requesting an exception to the side yard regulations for the purpose of installing a generator at 6738 Winfield Terrace Drive, maintaining a side yard of 8 feet in lieu of 10 feet as required by the R2 Residence District regulations and the density development procedure of the St. Louis County zoning ordinance. And Mark, you are unmuted to give your presentation.
Yes, I'm just looking to add in a whole house generator. It's only to be used in the event that there's a power outage. That's a Generac. I really just need just a smidge over a foot. So I just went ahead and requested 2 feet, but this is a smidge over a foot. And the reason I want to put it where it is because it's where all the utilities come into the house. It's where my air conditioner is. And also the opposite side where my neighbor is, it's their garage. So, it would be unlikely they'd be disturbed in any way in the event that there was some sort of a power outage. You can kind of see my air conditioner there on the right side of that picture. And also I've got that platform built up there, and that's where all the utilities, like I said, the gas comes in, the electric comes in, and all those kind of things. So it's just the most likely place. If you see on the left of this picture, you see my neighbor's garage wall. And then you see, again, better shot of my air conditioner. It's going to go sit right in front of that air conditioner. I would have liked it to been behind the air conditioner, but there's a window up there, and you have to maintain the 10-foot distance from any opening to the house.
Thank you. Justin, do you have any questions?
No, I don't.
Okay. Is there anyone here in favor or opposition?
Don't see any hands, so at this time I'll mute the petitioner.
Hearing none, 90-22, I vote to approve the variance as advertised. And the hardship just being that there's like limited space between the two houses. And in order for safety, it has to be placed a certain distance away from the window.
I'll second it.
All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Carries. Thank you.
96-22, Casey Greisen requests an exception to the side yard regulations for the purpose of constructing a deck and stairs at 3723 Edmondson Road, maintaining a side yard of 12 feet in lieu of 20 feet, as required by the NU non-urban district regulations of the St. Louis County zoning ordinance. Casey, you are unmuted to give your presentation.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. Don't have pictures like the last person. It's my first time going through this process, but basically what I'm trying to do is during the occupancy inspection, the inspector pointed out that the existing stairs were, I believe, 14 feet from the neighbor's property line, and we tore out those old stairs, and now we're just looking to reconstruct them in order to meet code. So I think my main hardship is just the zoning regulations state, I've got to be 20 feet, but there just isn't room, considering there's an exit door and a concrete patio in the backyard. That's really the only place that we can build those stairs.
Have you had stairs and a deck there in the past?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I purchased the home about 2 years ago, and there was an existing sort of deck porch landing area, as well as I believe 12 steps down. That was already there, but not built to current code. So we're just looking to reconstruct that.
Okay, and you're gonna put it in the same spot as the previous one?
That's correct.
Just for the board, this whole subdivision is zoned NU non-urban, which has a minimum lot size of 3 acres, but all of the lots are much smaller.
Yeah, I was gonna say that seems an aggressive side setback for the size of the lots.
Yes.
And I received a phone call from the affected neighbor, and she had no opposition to the request.
Okay. I don't have any other questions.
Is there anyone here in favor or opposition?
I don't see anybody, so at this time I'll mute the petitioner.
In the matter of 96-22, based on the existing conditions of it being in a zone district that may not be appropriate for the lot sizes that are created for this subdivision, I recommend approval of the variance.
I second it. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
(97-22), Chris Doria is requesting an exception to allow the construction of a 35-foot by 45-foot detached garage, which will be more than half the footprint of the home at 5570 Kurth Road, as required by Section 4 of the R2 Residence District Regulations of the St. Louis County Zoning Ordinance. And Tom, you are unmuted to present.
Thank you, and good afternoon to the board. Yeah, Chris is trying to build the garage. He's got a lot of lawn equipment, lawn tractors he wants to get out of sight. A truck with ladder racks that he can't fit in his regular garage. A lot of large antiques inside the house he's trying to clean up. I've sent letters in from all the neighbors who have they don't mind it at all. It obstructs nobody's view. He's got a very large lot, and it's within the line. So that's what he's wanting us to build for him.
Well, there is a current garage too, correct?
I'm sorry?
Is there a garage there now on that house?
No, there's not. No.
Well, there are garage doors around the back of the house.
An attached
Oh, on the
garage?
house
And
itself? Yeah,
attached,
he
yeah.
does have, yeah, he doesn't have a detached garage now, no, but he does have a garage on his house.
Right, well,
Oh.
that's the side you see.
Okay, that's what I thought I was
Yeah.
thinking of, garage. Is that a
Yeah, it's in the
one-car,
back of the,
is that a one-car garage on it or a two-car?
Two.
I believe it's 2-car.
Yeah. Now, is lawn equipment and the ladders, is that part of a business?
No, that's just stuff he's got all around his house. He's not using it for business at all. He's sent in a certified letter that he's not going to use it for any business. It's just basically all of his junk he's got on his house, trying to clean it up for the neighbors. So they were all in favor of it.
So the reason for the hardship you're saying for the detached garage is because he needs additional space?
Right.
But he is able to put a garage within the size requirements. Correct, Debbie?
No, he wants an oversized garage. He's okay then on the setbacks. He just needs it because it's more than half the footprint of the home.
Yeah, and he's got a very large lot.
Yeah, he wants a 35 by 45 foot detached garage.
That's in
Even
addition.
Sided.
I always struggle with these. I struggle with these. I don't see a hardship. I mean that's almost a 1,600 square foot garage.
Yeah, his neighbor down the street has one about the same size. And that's where he got the idea from. And so he basically looked at his neighbors and wanted to do the same thing his neighbor did.
I think what differentiates him from the neighbors is that their houses may be larger, which means that half the footprint of that home is larger than half the footprint of this home.
Do we
Right.
know what the
Yeah.
footprint of the home is, Mel or staff?
Let's see what's on here.
And the neighbor's garage could have been built before the interpretation went
Right.
into effect.
Right.
That's true too. The assessor's data says the ground floor area is about 1,400 square feet.
So this is going to be bigger than the house itself.
Well, that's the not the
No.
gross floor
More
area.
than half the footprint.
The total living area is 2,000 square feet, but the footprint is under. Would you go back to the one with the plan, Gretchen? Thank you.
You
Right,
have
so
any
the footprint is greater than the footprint of the home, if the assessor's data is accurate.
I think the house is bigger than the garage.
The
By
gross
far.
floor area, I believe, but the footprint of the home,
Okay.
And is the code the gross floor area or
the
is it-
interpretation is based on the building footprint.
Meaning if it's a two-story, it's still based on that main.
Right.
Have any questions, Justin?
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, I guess I do have one. I mean, is there anything, is that existing shed that's in disrepair still there?
I don't know. I know he was going to take it out if he got the garage built, but I don't know if he did yet or not. He was just trying to clean everything up. And we're going to match the garage to the house with the same siding, soffit, fascia.
Is there a compromise that could be met? Maybe a smaller garage that maybe if you talk to the homeowner, we could
He
continue
is
it
dead
until the
set.
next.
I tried to talk him into a smaller garage from the beginning, and this is what he wants. I said I'll do my best.
Yeah, because he can have a garage that's less than half of the footprint
Right,
without the variance.
right.
Yeah.
I mean, I, yeah, I would even, I mean, depending on how it's interpreted, even if it's gross floor area, you're still almost
Still over half of the
over
gross
half.
floor area.
I,
Because technically,
I've always struggled with these. I don't know. I mean, when I hear what I'm hearing, this is a want. There's no, in my opinion, I don't see a hardship in these, and so I always struggle with these. So
Is there anyone in favor or opposition?
I don't see anybody, so at this time I'll mute the petitioner's rep.
Okay, hearing none, 97-22, I vote to deny the variance that was
So-
advertised.
I'll second the motion.
All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Carries.
All right. 98-22, Christopher and Katie Hoper are requesting an exception to the rear yard regulations and floodplain regulations for the purpose of constructing an in-ground swimming pool at 1436 Heritage Valley Drive, maintaining a rear yard of 10 feet in lieu of 15 feet, a rear yard of 15 feet in lieu of 25 feet from the existing floodplain line, as required by the R3 and FPNU floodplain residence district regulations and Section 1003.101 flood regulations of the St. Louis County zoning ordinance and PEU ordinance 22,474. Chris, I have you unmuted so you can present.
Good afternoon, board. Thank you for taking the time. Appreciate it. Yeah, we're looking to install an in-ground swimming pool directly behind our house. My hardship is the 25-foot setback from the 100-year high water elevation flood within the back of the yard. So I'm looking for approval to build within that. I believe quite a few of our neighbors have put up walls, swimming pools within the subdivision. So that's what I'm looking to do.
Is the house in the floodplain?
So it's not the, it's the, if you go back, Gretchen, so he has two requests, a regular rear yard setback request, but then from that blue line shown, we have a stream buffer setback so from any blue line creek like that, there's a 25-foot no disturb buffer, and
Okay.
then from the no disturb, a 25-foot structure setback. So he's asking for a setback variance from his own rear yard, but then also from that 25-foot stream buffer setback.
Yes, correct. Thank you.
Sure.
And the deck you guys see in this photo is the owner's.
Okay.
Yes, correct. And I know you can, if you look on the drawing at one time, we did have a stairwell going down, which that stairwell was removed.
So is the pool gonna go down the hill then?
It will be cut into the hill because it's a full gunite. It will be piered in and structured in by the engineer that's designing the pool. So no supporting wall will be necessary.
Interesting design.
Thank you. Yeah, with doing the gunite, you can do a little more custom than, say, a typical fiberglass pool or vinyl liner pool.
And your property is back into common ground?
Correct. Yes, ma'am, it is. We try to keep it nice and groomed.
So staff, was there a variance initially for this subdivision to allow the disturbance within the 25 feet?
The stream buffer setback was only added to the zoning ordinance in 2015. So the
Ah.
subdivision was constructed before then, before the requirement.
Gotcha.
In the 15 years we've lived here, that stream has never overfilled. And we've had some heavy downpours. And if we flood, we have a lot more problems.
Did you have any more questions, Justin?
No, I don't think so at this time.
Is there anyone here in favor or opposition?
I don't see anybody, so at this time I'll mute the petitioner.
Staff, I guess I have a question for you. I mean, like the lot sizes and everything meet the zoning district, and there's not like a.
This
It
was
seemed
developed
like a
through the,
small.
it utilized the PEU procedure. So the lots are smaller than the R1 would permit, but that's the density that the R1 would permit for the overall development. So that's
Okay.
why there's.
So, and there wasn't like a setback reduction that was put in place with that?
Yes, it meets the setbacks of the PEU. The home does.
The home does, right? Okay. All right, can somebody give me the number on this
98.
one? I'm sorry, what was it?
98.
98. In the case of 98-22, based on the existing conditions and the ordinance coming in after the construction of the subdivision, I'll recommend approval of the variances advertised.
I second it. All those in favor? Aye. Motion carries.
99-22 EMK Investments is requesting an exception to the front yard regulations for the purpose of constructing a deck and stairs at 735 Dammer Avenue, maintaining a front yard of 4 feet in lieu of 20 feet as required by the R5 Residence District regulations of the St. Louis County zoning ordinance.
So the board may remember this site from, I don't remember if it was the last meeting or 2 meetings ago. But essentially this request came before the board to permit a deck and stairs at a house in Lime. But we did not account for the stairs themselves. So the deck and stairs are actually closer than the 8 feet that the board granted previously. So the petitioners come back asking for 4 feet to account for the stairs. So same deck, same stairs, but a setback that would accommodate it.
I don't have any questions.
Okay. What was that number? I'm sorry.
This is 99.
Hey, 99-22, I vote to approve the variance as advertised.
I'll second that motion.
Those in favor? Aye. Carries.
All right, and that's all we had for you guys today.
Okay, thank you guys, and we'll see you in 2 weeks, right?
Yes.
I think so, right, Debbie? We've got a